It began with a moment so unexpected that several guests reportedly thought it was part of a misunderstanding. A prestigious state dinner was already underway when whispers suddenly spread across the room. According to palace insiders, Princess Anne intervened after Meghan allegedly attempted to occupy a chair traditionally assigned to Catherine. What seemed like a minor seating issue quickly escalated into one of the most talked about royal controversies of the year. Before we go deeper into what this really means for the royal family, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a single update. At first, many believed the situation would pass unnoticed. State dinners are carefully organized events where every detail is planned long before guests arrive. Seating arrangements are reviewed repeatedly. Protocol officers oversee countless preparations, and palace staff work tirelessly to ensure everything proceeds smoothly. That is precisely why reports of an unexpected interruption immediately attracted attention among those familiar with royal traditions. According to growing palace whispers, what unfolded that evening was far from routine. Reports suggest that concerns emerged after Meghan allegedly approached a chair that had reportedly been designated for Catherine. Whether the incident was the result of confusion, misunderstanding, or something else entirely remains the subject of considerable debate. Yet according to various accounts, the moment drew attention because of the symbolic importance attached to official seating positions. Within royal circles, placement often carries meaning that extends beyond simple convenience. Every seat reflects hierarchy. Every arrangement reflects protocol. Every detail contributes to a carefully maintained structure that has existed for generations. According to insiders, Princess Anne reportedly became aware of the situation before proceedings continued. Known throughout royal circles for her dedication to tradition and her uncompromising approach to protocol, Anne has long been viewed as one of the monarchy's strongest defenders of established customs. Reports claim she acted quickly, ensuring that the issue was addressed before it could develop into something even more disruptive. Whether those reports fully capture what occurred remains unclear, but they were enough to trigger widespread discussion almost immediately. Guests allegedly noticed an unusual pause in the evening's rhythm. While many may not have understood exactly what was happening, reports suggest that palace aides moved swiftly behind the scenes. According to royal commentators, that response alone signaled that those responsible for managing the event considered the matter significant. In royal environments, even brief interruptions can attract scrutiny when they involve protocol, hierarchy, or symbolic positions connected to senior members of the family. As details began circulating among royal correspondents, interpretations quickly multiplied. Some observers viewed the incident as a simple misunderstanding that gained unnecessary attention. Others argued that protocol exists for a reason, and that deviations from established arrangements inevitably raise questions. Supporters and critics offered competing narratives, each attempting to explain why such a seemingly small moment had generated such intense interest. The more discussion expanded, the more apparent it became that the controversy was no longer about a single seat at a dinner table. What fascinated commentators most was the speed at which the story evolved. Within hours, attention shifted away from the alleged incident itself and toward the larger implications it appeared to carry. Questions about respect, hierarchy, tradition, and future roles within the monarchy soon overshadowed the original event. What began as a reported seating dispute was transforming into something far more symbolic, a reflection of deeper conversations already taking place within royal circles. Because according to many royal observers, the true significance of the controversy had very little to do with furniture, etiquette, or even the dinner itself. Instead, it centered on what that particular position represented and why protecting it reportedly mattered so much to those tasked with safeguarding royal tradition. But the real story was never about a chair. It was about what that chair symbolized inside the monarchy. To many outside the royal world, a seating arrangement may seem insignificant. Yet within royal protocol, placement often reflects hierarchy, duty, and institutional respect. According to royal historians, certain seats carry symbolic importance that extends far beyond comfort or convenience. What appeared ordinary to some observers allegedly represented something much more consequential to those familiar with palace traditions. As discussion surrounding the reported dinner incident continued to grow, royal commentators increasingly focused on a question many members of the public had never considered before. Why would a particular chair matter so much? Why would experienced palace officials allegedly react so quickly to a seating issue? And why did the reported intervention attract such intense attention from those familiar with royal customs? According to historians and protocol experts, the answer lies in the unique language of monarchy itself, a language often communicated not through speeches, but through symbols, traditions, and carefully maintained hierarchy. Within royal institutions, seating arrangements reportedly follow strict guidelines developed over generations. Every placement serves a purpose. Every position reflects a role. State dinners are not simply social gatherings. They are ceremonial events designed to project continuity, order, and respect for established traditions. According to royal observers, even small deviations can attract attention because they risk creating confusion about status, precedence, and institutional expectations. What appears ordinary to outsiders may carry significant meaning for those responsible for preserving royal protocol. That reality reportedly became central to discussions surrounding Catherine's assigned position. Commentators noted that the Princess of Wales occupies a unique place within the modern monarchy. As the future queen, her role extends beyond present responsibilities and into the future direction of the institution itself. According to various royal historians, official placements often reflect not only current rank but also anticipated future status. In that context, Catherine's assigned seat allegedly represented far more than a place at the table. It symbolized continuity, responsibility, and the path she is expected to follow in the years ahead. As these interpretations gained attention, commentators began examining similar examples from royal history. Again and again, they found instances where protocol carried significance invisible to the casual observer. The monarchy has long relied upon rituals, traditions, and ceremonial arrangements to reinforce stability. Whether through processions, titles, orders of precedence, or seating plans, each detail contributes to a larger framework designed to communicate consistency across generations. According to experts, this framework helps explain why protocol matters so deeply within royal circles. Public curiosity intensified as more people learned about these traditions. What initially appeared to be a straightforward misunderstanding was increasingly viewed through a different lens. The conversation shifted from personalities to principles. Questions about individual actions gave way to questions about expectations, hierarchy, and institutional norms. Why are certain traditions protected so carefully? Why do seemingly minor details generate such strong reactions? And what do those reactions reveal about the monarchy's priorities? At the same time, differing opinions continued emerging. Some argued that protocol should remain flexible in a modern age. Others believed that abandoning established customs risks weakening the very traditions that distinguish the institution. As debate expanded, the reported incident became less about a specific moment and more about the ongoing balance between change and continuity inside the royal family. Yet even as observers explored the significance of royal seating arrangements, another mystery remained unresolved. Understanding why the chair mattered was only part of the story. The larger question still lingered beneath every discussion, every theory, and every headline. If protocol was so important, then how had a situation reportedly significant enough to trigger controversy developed in the first place? As attention turned toward royal protocol, observers began asking how the situation developed in the first place. According to growing palace whispers, the atmosphere reportedly shifted within moments. What should have been a routine ceremonial occasion suddenly became the focus of intense discussion. Some accounts suggest confusion. Others suggest misunderstanding. Yet regardless of what truly happened, Insiders claim the situation immediately attracted attention from those responsible for maintaining royal protocol. As questions surrounding the reported incident continued to spread, one fact became increasingly clear: there was no single version of events accepted by everyone. According to various accounts circulating among royal commentators, interpretations differed almost immediately. Some reports described a simple misunderstanding that was resolved within moments. Others suggested the situation carried greater significance because it involved a ceremonial occasion where protocol was expected to be followed with particular precision. The absence of a universally accepted explanation only fueled the mystery. What made the story especially compelling was the speed with which palace staff allegedly reacted. According to insiders, aides became aware of the situation almost as soon as concerns emerged. In royal environments, where every event is carefully coordinated and every detail is planned extensively in advance, swift intervention often signals that officials consider a matter worthy of attention. Reports suggest that staff worked quickly to prevent confusion from spreading and to ensure that the evening continued according to established arrangements. Yet despite those efforts, whispers reportedly began circulating almost immediately. Guests allegedly noticed subtle signs that something unusual had occurred. While many may not have understood the details, reports claim that changes in the atmosphere did not go entirely unnoticed. According to some observers, conversations quietly shifted towards speculation. Others reportedly sensed that palace officials were unusually attentive during a brief period when the event's rhythm appeared disrupted. Whether those observations accurately reflected reality remains impossible to verify, but they contributed to the growing fascination surrounding the story. As speculation spread, senior officials allegedly became aware of the situation and monitored developments closely. Royal commentators point out that protocol-related matters often attract attention because they involve the traditions and structures that help define the monarchy itself. What may appear insignificant to outsiders can carry substantial meaning within an institution built upon hierarchy, symbolism, and continuity. For that reason, reports of a possible protocol dispute quickly generated interest far beyond the dinner itself. Different interpretations continued emerging with each passing day. Some observers viewed the reported incident as evidence of how closely royal traditions are protected. Others argued that the reaction demonstrated how easily small moments can become amplified once they enter public discussion. Supporters and critics alike found reasons to defend their perspectives. Yet, the more debate intensified, the less the story seemed to be about a specific event, and the more it appeared to be about the broader tensions that royal commentators have discussed for years. What made the controversy especially difficult to resolve was the lack of definitive answers. Every account appeared to contain slight differences. Every explanation seemed to leave important questions unanswered. The result was a growing mystery that attracted increasing attention across royal circles. Instead of fading away, the story gained momentum precisely because uncertainty remained at its center. And as commentators, insiders, and observers continued debating what may or may not have happened, another detail began attracting attention. Reports suggested that one member of the royal family allegedly responded more strongly than anyone else. While public discussion focused on competing versions of events, palace whispers increasingly pointed toward a figure whose reputation for protecting tradition was already legendary. Yet the strongest reaction reportedly came not from guests or commentators, but from Princess Anne herself. Few members of the royal family possess a reputation for defending protocol quite like Princess Anne. Known for her direct approach and unwavering commitment to tradition, she has long been viewed as one of the monarchy's strongest guardians. According to reports, it was that commitment which allegedly prompted her to act when concerns about the seating arrangement emerged. As speculation surrounding the dinner continued spreading through royal circles, attention increasingly focused on one central figure. While commentators debated competing versions of events and observers argued over what may or may not have occurred, many insiders reportedly viewed the story through a different lens altogether. For them, the most significant aspect was not the seating arrangement itself, but the involvement of Princess Anne. Her reputation alone was enough to transform an already controversial situation into a subject of intense public fascination. For decades, Anne has cultivated an image unlike almost anyone else within the monarchy. According to royal historians, she is frequently regarded as one of the institution's most disciplined and duty-driven members. While other royals often attract attention through public appearances and media coverage, Anne's reputation has largely been built through consistency, dedication, and an unwavering respect for tradition. Those qualities have earned her admiration among many royal supporters and established her as a figure often associated with enforcing standards rather than bending them. That reputation reportedly influenced how many observers interpreted the alleged incident. According to Palace Whispers, Anne has long viewed protocol not as an optional guideline, but as a framework that helps preserve order within the monarchy. To her supporters, this commitment represents one of her greatest strengths. They argue that traditions survive only when individuals are willing to defend them, even when doing so proves unpopular. From this perspective, any reported intervention would have reflected a broader principle rather than a personal disagreement. Observers claim that Anne's alleged response was consistent with a pattern seen throughout her royal career. Whenever questions involving protocol, hierarchy, or institutional customs arise, she is frequently described as someone who prioritizes duty over convenience. That image has only grown stronger over the years, reinforced by countless examples of her commitment to royal responsibilities. As a result, reports suggesting she acted decisively were viewed by many as entirely believable, regardless of the specific details surrounding the event. Yet not everyone interpreted the situation in the same way. As public discussion intensified, debate grew regarding whether any intervention was necessary at all. Some commentators argued that preserving protocol remains essential for maintaining the monarchy's structure and credibility. Others questioned whether such traditions should continue carrying the same weight in a rapidly changing world. The controversy therefore evolved into a broader conversation about the balance between tradition and modernization, a debate that has followed the royal family for generations. Comparisons to previous protocol disputes soon began appearing across royal commentary. Historians and observers revisited moments when ceremonial customs became sources of public discussion, noting how even seemingly minor issues often reveal deeper tensions beneath the surface. Once again, the story appeared to be expanding beyond its original scope. The reported dinner incident was no longer simply about a seating arrangement. It had become a reflection of competing ideas about duty, hierarchy, and the future direction of the monarchy itself. Yet despite the headlines surrounding Anne's reported actions, another reality continued drawing attention, because according to many observers, the significance of the chair was inseparable from the person it had allegedly been reserved for. The deeper commentators examined the controversy, the more they found themselves returning to the same question. Why did Catherine's place matter so much? And what did it reveal about her growing role within the royal family? But while Anne's actions attracted headlines, attention soon shifted toward Catherine's place in the larger story. As commentators examined the controversy, many concluded that the chair itself represented something much larger. According to royal experts, Catherine's assigned place reflected not only her current responsibilities, but also her future position within the monarchy. That realization transformed the debate from a dinner dispute into a discussion about symbolism, status, and succession. The deeper commentators examined the story, the less it appeared to be about a single moment at a state dinner. Instead, attention shifted toward what Catherine's position represented within the royal family. As Princess of Wales and future Queen, her role occupies a unique place in the monarchy's structure. According to royal historians, ceremonial arrangements often carry symbolic meaning, reflecting not only present responsibilities, but also future expectations. In that context, the reported dispute began taking on a significance that extended far beyond protocol alone. Comparisons were soon drawn between Catherine and previous princesses of Wales, who gradually transitioned into central figures within royal life. Commentators discussed how symbolism has always played an important role in shaping public perceptions of succession and continuity. Supporters argued that respecting established arrangements demonstrated respect for the institution itself. Others questioned whether too much meaning was being attached to a single incident. Yet, regardless of where opinions fell, public interest continued growing because the story appeared to touch on larger themes involving hierarchy, tradition, and the monarchy's future. Within hours, reports and theories began spreading across royal commentary circles. Supporters and critics quickly formed opposing interpretations of the incident, what one side viewed as respect for tradition, another viewed as an unnecessary escalation. As public debate intensified, palace insiders reportedly found themselves navigating an increasingly complicated narrative. Questions about intent quickly dominated the discussion. Some observers believed the reported incident reflected deeper tensions already present behind palace walls. Others argued that speculation had overtaken reality and that the situation was being exaggerated far beyond its original scope. Royal commentators offered competing explanations, while media coverage amplified interest with every passing day. Meanwhile, rumors regarding behind-the-scenes disagreements continued circulating, creating an atmosphere where every detail became the subject of intense analysis. As a result, the controversy expanded well beyond the walls of the state dinner itself. What began as a reported seating dispute evolved into a wider conversation about tradition, status, perception, and the future of royal relationships. Yet beneath every theory and every headline, a deeper question continued to surface. If so much attention was being devoted to a single ceremonial moment, what did that reveal about the larger tensions many believed were quietly shaping the monarchy behind the scenes? Yet beneath every theory and every headline, a deeper question continued to surface. For many observers, the reported dispute became a symbol of broader tensions that have shaped royal discussions for years. The controversy appeared to reflect competing visions of tradition, modernity, hierarchy, and family relationships. What began as a reported disagreement over protocol increasingly looked like part of a much larger story, still unfolding behind palace walls. As debate continued, commentators increasingly connected the reported incident to questions that have followed the royal family for years. Discussions moved beyond seating arrangements and protocol disputes, focusing instead on the larger challenge of balancing tradition with a changing modern world. Some observers argued that established customs remain essential to preserving the monarchy's identity. Others believed the institution must continue adapting to evolving public expectations. What made the controversy so compelling was that both perspectives seemed to find support within the same story. Trust and perception quickly became recurring themes. Royal commentators noted that even seemingly minor incidents now attract extraordinary attention, because every action is interpreted through the lens of previous controversies, family disagreements, and public scrutiny. As a result, the reported dispute became less about a single evening and more about how relationships within the royal family continue to be viewed by the public. Questions about reconciliation, unity, and future cooperation resurfaced once again, ensuring that the conversation extended far beyond the original event itself. In the end, the enduring fascination with the reported incident may have less to do with who sat where, and more to do with what the moment represented. According to royal observers, the controversy touched on questions that have shaped the monarchy for generations: duty, hierarchy, respect, and continuity. Whether every detail is accurate or not, the story continues to resonate because of the larger issues it symbolizes. Even now, observers remain divided. Some view the reported intervention as a necessary defense of tradition. Others see it as evidence of how sensitive royal dynamics have become under constant public attention. Yet throughout every discussion, two figures remained central to the narrative: Catherine and Anne. One represented the future of the monarchy, while the other was widely viewed as one of its strongest guardians. Together, their roles became symbolic of the institution's ongoing effort to preserve continuity while navigating modern challenges. Ultimately, the reported controversy became part of a much larger royal story, one involving duty, symbolism, family relationships, and the expectations placed upon those who stand closest to the crown. The details may continue to be debated, and opinions may continue to differ, but the questions raised by the incident remain relevant because they speak to issues far greater than a single state dinner. And while the details may remain debated for years to come, the questions raised by this extraordinary moment are unlikely to disappear anytime soon. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you in next one.